Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can make some fun Halloween wax seals with nothing but a blank stamp and sealing wax. So let's jump in. Our first one is the mummy. So for this one, we're going to start with some white sealing wax, and we're going to just make kind of this long line of wax, and we're going to use our art spatula and we're going to push it down and get kind of a thin amount of wax. Right now, while the wax is still hot, I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe off this spatula, and sometimes it doesn't come off very good, so you just have to be kind of quick. And it's okay, sometimes I'll let mine build up a little bit and then I'll get it off with an exacto. So we're gonna let this one cool, and I'm gonna do one more. Let's see. I'll move my parchment paper down. I'm gonna do one more, maybe with a little bit more wax so I can get it a little bit thicker. And the same thing, I'm gonna push down, drag it out, and then this is what we're gonna use to cut out to make our mummy. Okay, so once this is cool, you'll notice it'll just kind of peel up off the parchment paper. So this is what it looks like. It's just this thin layer of wax, which is gonna work great to make our little mummy strips. Let's see if this one's cool too. Not quite yet. Let's leave that one a little longer. But then I'm gonna go ahead with my scissors and I'm just gonna cut. So this first one, I'm gonna cut the edge off. And then from here, I'm just gonna do some tiny little strips. And all of this excess wax, we can remelt in our spoon and reuse later. So it doesn't matter, not all this wax is gonna be usable for what we're doing right now, like over here. So just, we'll use the portion that we can and we'll remelt the rest. So this should be enough little strips for making one of our seals. And then what I'm gonna do from here, I want the thicker portions. So you can see this part's like really bendy and thin, and this part's a little thicker. So we want the thicker part. And then when I come over here to my seal, that's how wide my seal is. So I want approximately that length is about how long I want these strips to be. So I'm just gonna go through and cut them to approximately that length. And I'm gonna choose some that are thinner that I cut and some that are thicker. And I think just one more should do it. Okay, so this is enough for just one wax seal, and you'll notice this one is nice and cooled now, so it's ready to use. So we'll set that aside to use for later. And if you get little remnants of sealing wax stuck, just kind of scrape them off and move them to the side. Now I'm gonna take my black sealing wax and I'm just gonna do one squeeze. And then I'm gonna take my little strips and I'm gonna put 2, I think, at the top. And I just wanna kind of cross them to look like it's wrapping up a mummy. And I think I can fit one more on this bottom area. And we wanna leave a little bit of the black space open for the eyes. Then I'm gonna press. And you're gonna get kind of this billowy edge, and that's okay. Okay, once it's cooled, I'm gonna remove my blank, and now we have our mummy. So you'll notice on this one, let me grab one that I've done before. You're gonna notice in different spots that the wax melted more, and that's because the white portion was thinner. So if you want it to be more like this, where you can actually see the whole strip, then the wax needs to be a little thicker. And so even on this little guy, it still happened in this area too. So from here, what we need to do is get rid of all these little edges. So what I did was I used my scissors to kind of get the bulk of it trimmed up. I think this is the only other little area that has it. So kind of trim those edges off, and I'll get this one and pull that off. Okay, so once I have all those off, then what I'm gonna do, move those to the side. I'm gonna use a lighter and I'm just gonna round out those edges. So just apply a little bit of heat and it'll round out those edges so they don't look like you cut them off. And I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna reposition it so I don't burn my fingers. There. And then I'm gonna set it down really carefully, and I just need to let this cool for a while so all of that edge can kind of dry. So I'm just gonna be doing one little drop here for his eye, and then twist to pull it off, and then one more for the other eye and twist to pull it off. And it's okay if they're different sizes. It kind of adds to the fun, like Halloween spooky vibe. Well, our eyes have ran together, and I think that happened because the wax is too hot. So this is what it will look like if they stay separated, but I think we can still work with this. So next I'm gonna use black, and I'm just gonna do a small amount here. And then I'm gonna use a little bit with my toothpick, pick it up, and then I just want to drop a small amount here, and I'm gonna twist it till I get it to come off, and it's gonna kind of come down into a circle. So let me do that one more time. Get a little bit of wax, get it onto my toothpick, hold it upside down so it will drip off, and then twist it. And sometimes this example, let's see, for this one it's kind of funny, and I feel like I might be able to just pop that off. Well, got the top part off. Is because, so that looks a little bit better. So the eyes are different sizes, and that's totally okay, or you can do them more like this so they're exactly the same size. But either way, they're giving mummy, spooky, Halloween vibes. All right, for this one, we're gonna have to work quick. What we wanna do is do a strip of white, a strip of orange, sorry, yellow, not white at the bottom, and white at the top. Then we're gonna use our spatula. We're not gonna press down a lot, just a little bit, and move out. Now we just gotta let this cool. Okay, once it's cooled, it should come off the parchment paper like this. And what we're gonna wanna do is create some little triangles. So we'll do one right here, and yellow goes at the bottom. We'll do another one here, and you could alternate it, so we could do one that has yellow on the top so that we're not wasting as much sealing wax. But the key is we're going to be making them on a seal this size, so they need to be much smaller. So let's go ahead with this one and let's get it trimmed down. So we're going to want to round out the tops, and then we're going to want to round out the bottoms, and we're going to cut off most of that yellow. There. And let's see if this will fit on a seal. So that will fit. It's a little tight, so I think I want to cut a little bit more off the yellow on this one, because the white's good. So we'll just cut a little bit more off. There. Now if we put it on our blank, it's going to be a perfect fit. I just want to round out this corner just a little bit better. And this one too, I guess. Just make sure the rounded corners really give it that classic candy corn look. So that's what we want to go for. So this, another trick is to, if you turn it over, sometimes the coloring is better. This one got a little bit torn, but I think even when it's melted, like it has more definite lines than this side does. So that's up to you, but that's always an option. Check out the back and see if it looks a little better. So from here, we need to get our purple wax. Okay, so now we're gonna do our purple sealing wax. It's about 1 squeeze. We're gonna take our candy corn and we're just gonna place it on the top, and then we're gonna press with our blank stamp. Let that cool. All right, let's do the reveal and see how our candy corn turned out. Here it is. So cute. You can see a little bit of the purples coming through here. Not totally, but a little bit, and that's just because it was a little bit thin. So you want to try to make sure you get it nice and thick like this one so the colors are really vibrant. But these ones are just so cute and so easy to make and totally give that Halloween vibe. Okay, so for ghosts, you want to do a little squeeze and to a teardrop kind of shape. So squeeze, unsqueeze, and kind of pull. That one was a little too long. But just kind of these little teardrop-like shapes. Do a few more. These are such cute little ghosts. So now we have a few, we can choose which ones we like the best. We're gonna let all of these dry before we touch them. All right, our little ghosts are done. And you can see some of their little tails are a little long, so we can probably just break them off with your fingers. But something like this is good. I did have some like these two connected together, so I probably won't use that one. But I'm just gonna choose the best ones and kind of make their little ghosty tails a little bit shorter. And I'm just using my fingernails to do that. Just pulling off the edge so it's not as long. And then we need to check it against the stamp. So that one fits just perfect. We're gonna be pressing a seal first and then adding the ghost. So I think these will work great. I think this one's a good one. So I think that's good on those. So next we need to get our black sealing wax or any other background color you wanna use. So to finish our ghost, what we're doing here is we're just pressing some blank seals. So I've got purple, I've got my blank stamp, and I'm just gonna press it. And that's just gonna be a surface for our ghost to be on. So I wanna do a few purples, and then I think I'm gonna do a few black too. All right, let's do a few more of the black. I'm just gonna pour both right here, and then I'm gonna press both with my blank stamp. Ooh, that one's probably gonna touch. Got them a little too close together. Okay, I'll let these cool, then we're gonna add our cute little ghosts on top. All right, from here our seals are cooled, so we're just gonna pull off our blanks. And these are ready to add our ghosts to. Okay, so from here, we just wanna make sure that our ghosts are gonna fit. So we can put one on this seal. And I'm gonna try to choose ones that the direction of their tails kind of change. So we get a good variety. There. Okay, so they're all fitting. So what we need to do next is just attach the ghost to the seal. So what I'm gonna do is for this purple one, I'm gonna take the ghost off. Let's move our other little ghosts over here. And I'm just gonna do a tiny little drop in the middle, just enough to hold this ghost in place. And I'm not even pressing all the way down because I don't want the wax to go outside underneath, like as I'm pressing down for it to squeeze out underneath the ghost, if that makes sense. So it's almost giving it a little bit of a 3D look, which I like, and then also not showing any of it. So that one's done, so let's do it again Let's do one more with this one. And I'm gonna have my ghost ready in my hand so it doesn't take any time to pick it up. And I just want a teeny tiny bit, teeny tiny dot. And then I'm gonna try to place it on top. Press it down just a little bit, but not all the way. And that's gonna give us that cool kind of 3D look. Okay, 2 more in black, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the eyes. So the last step here is we just wanna paint on their little faces. So I just have some acrylic black paint, and I'm using the end of a paintbrush. And I'm just gonna go in and do a tiny little dot for one eye, the other eye, and then kind of several dots together to make the mouth. So there's one little ghost, and I'm just gonna do that to all of them. All right, here are cute little ghosts. They're so adorable and fun. The paint is still drying. I'm gonna let that dry for a little while, but this is just such a fun, easy technique to make some cute little ghosts. Okay, I love how all of our seals turned out. We've got our candy corns, we've got our little ghosts and our little mummies. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And also, if you love wax seals, then you've got to check out the Wax Seal Club. It's an every other month subscription box that includes wax seal supplies. Thanks for watching.